Welcome to BoatProject. This video series is part of a tutorial on how to use BoatProject. This episode is how to add projects and tasks. When you first log in, you'll come to your My Tasks screen. Notice I have no tasks yet because I have no projects. So I'm going to go to the My Projects tab and click. On this screen, you'll see down in the right bottom corner a large plus sign, and that's how you add projects. There's also this happy feedback button that you can use if you're having any problems, or there's something you'd like to see in the product, or just want to communicate with us in any way. Feel free to click on that. So I'm going to click on the plus to add a project. Now you can add a project from templates or from scratch. I'm going to add a project from a template. First, you have to choose your vessel. If you don't choose your vessel when you get to the end, you won't be able to copy this template into your project list. So I'm going to look at multi-system winterization. You can also just do a quick search. I'm going to look for winterization because I need to do that. Click on that, and it gives you a quick look as to what is in that template, all the different tasks, information, etc. If I like what I see, then I can slide down. Notice I had to kind of move over to this outer scroll bar because you have that inner window with the template and the outer scroll bar to get where you need to go. And at this point, I would click on Copy Template. So I'm going to do that. And what this does is it takes that template and it creates it for my boat, assigns it to me, and all the information from that template's there. At this point, then, I can go through and I can delete those items I don't need. I can assign them. If I've already done them, I can mark them complete, etc. It is now your project to edit as you'd like. So I'm going to go and I'm going to assign this to myself and assign this to myself. And I'm actually going to put a date on this to say I'm going to do it by next week, and I'm going to leave that without a date so you can see what that looks like. Once I'm done, I can click this back button. It takes me back to my project page. Right now my projects are grouped A to Z. I'm going to group them by date, and this says anytime because notice I don't have a date set for when I want this whole winterization project done. If I change that date for the whole project and say I want to make sure everything's done by the end of the month, then notice it shows up here. And as I use my date range to filter, it will show you based on your filters the next 30, 60 days. Regardless of what you select for next 30, 60, 90 days, it will always show you anything that's past due or anything that does not have a date range, a due date on it, just FYI. If you also find that you complete projects and you want us to look at those because you did something a while back and you have to do it again. The example I always use is rebuild the head pump. It seems like I'm always doing that. Then you can show that completed project, go back to it to get the information that you need. So now that I've gone into this project, and again I can go back in and see all of my tasks. And notice once I get into here, this blue plus will add tasks. It doesn't add projects because I'm actually in the project. So I can add a task by clicking that button. So I'm going to add a task and just say test task, just so you can see what I'm looking at. I click save, and at this point it puts it all the way at the bottom. And here, if I just click where it says enter a description, that's when I can add pictures with that link, add links, type what I want. This is a description, etc. I can assign a due date. Automatically it's assigned to me. And I can say due date of the 11th. All right, when I'm done, let's come back up here. And I can hit back, or I can just go straight to my tasks. Because once you click out of it, it saves. So I'm going to go to my tasks, and notice now my tasks, I've got the remove and fold sails, remove and store the topside canvas. Now remember, I added that test task. It took it a minute to come back in because it has to go up right to the server, and then it'll go out and take a look to see if anything's changed. The way the software works is it caches a lot of stuff so that you're not waiting for things all the time. So sometimes when you're in your projects and you had a bunch of tasks, you come back to this My Task page. It might take a few seconds, maybe even half a minute for the rest of your tasks to show up. Now, my task list here, you notice I can't add tasks from the My Tasks page. This just shows what's been assigned to me. There's a couple things I can do. I can mark it complete, so I can mark that complete. I can also delete it right from here. And if there are other crew members on this vessel, I can reassign it to somebody else. There isn't, so I can only assign it to me at this point. So if I want, I can just go and mark that complete, and it will show it as complete. Up here, I'm showing all. If I show not completed, it goes away. And if I go back to my projects then, or a quick way, since it's all the same project, I can just click on the project and it will take me straight there. If I slide down to that test task, it shows completed. Now, I can also uncomplete it. And if you want to make any changes, you can't do it while it's completed. You have to uncomplete it. I can uncomplete it. And when I go back up to my tasks, notice it shows up again. The other thing I can do right from my tasks is I can just delete it, because this is obviously just a test. Hit delete, and the task goes away. Just to show you for sure that the task went away, I'll click on my project, slide all the way down, and notice there's no task there. So that is basically how you add projects and tasks. From the My Project screen, right here, the big blue plus will add projects. Once you're in a project, the big blue plus will add tasks. That's about all there is, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the water.